Hello once again,
As
everybody.
history
Sorry
repeats
for
itself,
last episode
the
being
man remembers the patterns.
longer than
He
I wanted
knows that he
to.
needs the missing part for the telescope.
Better find Dr. Meadows' car. That's where the camera should be.
Yeah, and I should probably also open up the whatchamacallit, the valves, cause someone's gonna mess with them. I'm behind you. I'm behind you, bro. Oh no. Grenade guy there. You hit me this time. You're not there yet. There you are. Where are you, as grenade guy? Get wrecked. I also have flashbangs. They have darkness. Bangs. I don't know. Boom. Still alive, eh? Good too. Good tree. You're not there to throw your grenades at me. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. Hunting rifle. Oh, I really hope for an actual scope, saying that this one has one, but no. You don't want to give it to me. Get the camera equipment. Let me go and get the manuscript. That's one, and I saw another one over here, if I can get it. And why not, and read them both at the same time, Let's go. Oh, there's 4 new ones that I didn't read. Wow. Okay, finding the Taken.
I've carried a flashlight and a gun for so long that I feel naked without either. It's all too often that I need them. The darkness protects the Taken. Shadows crawl over their forms like living things, protecting them from harm. Blows that would injure or kill a human outright mean nothing to them as long as the darkness persists. But light makes them vulnerable. Light burns the shadows away. The darkness that drives them is still in them, but now they're vulnerable. Flashlight and gun. Sometimes it feels they're all I have left.
Alright guys, I gotta go. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Wow, it's been like 4 hours. It was pretty terrible.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
It wasn't over yet, huh? New Reality Fragment 1. Let's read the next one.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
And then what? I know that. This is the end of Alan Wake. You know, this is the ending for Alan Wake. So is this spin-off like an in-between game? Because I'm assuming that when Remedy or like if Remedy makes an Alan Wake 2 a sequel, then they will probably end it with him getting out of the dark place, but they might get him back to Alice, or might say, nah, the sequel to Alan Wake 2 is this one, so it's like a prequel. So Alan Wake 2 would be a prequel to American Nightmare. I don't know. It could be something a little bit confusing, but if they do bring him back to Alice at the end of Alan Wake 2, then obviously what I'm saying is not correct, but if they don't, then it might be like, so he did release the darkness partially. This is the darkness. He's trying to stop it, and this is what happened in American Nightmare. But it's not over. I don't know. I didn't finish this game yet, so I have no idea what's gonna happen at the end of this one if he does manage to kill Mr. Scratchy. But we'll see.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
So that's what I'm doing, obviously. There was another guy. He's just jumping on me, and I'm not letting it do anything. Come on, land. Get wrecked. I have 50 shots left. This is terrible. Nevertheless, you know, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how American Nightmare ends. There's other things we don't know yet. And then we're going to land. Damn it. The roads to Yikes are way faster than back in the day.
It's you! How dare you! No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
So I don't understand. What is the difference now between me and, you know, her mind about Mr. Scratchy? But let's see what the TV does this time.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh,
Evil twin, supernatural powers.
it is something else.
But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that.
Holy Mother of God.
Like this.
Torture tools?
Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody.
God, you're terrible.
The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job.
Yeah, it's an army knife. What are you talking about? Obviously, it's gonna be intimidating.
The messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff.
So now you're just showing me all of your,
Okay, now guns. Not a big fan.
you
I
know,
mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with
all
a
of your
bullet?
torture tools. What's wrong with you?
I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
So you're torturing and killing people? I don't know, man.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the
How do
replacement
you
part for
know?
your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
How did you know about the replacement part? Come on. The lift working. Replace it.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go,
Obviously
if
you
you
will.
have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
I did not have the time. Clearly I don't. Man, I remember that I saw. Thing here, manuscript page. What is this one? 40 manuscript pages. I have 24. Let's read the new one. We have two new ones. Nature of Stories and The Taken.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street.
And then George
Our
R. R. Martin
destinies and
killed them.
inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
Definitely. Alright, let's read The Taken.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Obviously you have survived wars. I mean, don't you remember in the end of Alan Wake, at Bright Falls, you fought two chainsaw guys at the same time. That was absolutely terrifying, wasn't it? I mean, come on, be realistic. You should totally admit that was terrifying to you, because it was. Who are you? Why are you guys all noobs? Come on, reload. You can do it, Alan. Come on, die. This hunting rifle is way stronger than the previous one.
These beings hate the light,
Doctor,
am I
can you hear
correct?
me? I think
You
we're
should be
good to
able
go.
to turn on the lights and secure the area that way. All right, I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Um, what is going on?
I guess they didn't like that.
Whew. That was cool. Let me find that. The master page though. 25. Dr. Meadows.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
What are you talking about? I don't know. Well, we might find out next episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Wrong key.